Today we are going to talk about some updates for Celebrity, for Princess, what school in Maryland maybe has to do with us traveling, and finally some exciting news from Norwegian as well as some visa information for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and today is Wednesday. It is September 6th of 2023, and will you please subscribe to our channel? I would really appreciate it, and I think that you are going to love being a part of our Let's Go family. I look forward to seeing you here every day that you can come. Also, if you appreciate these updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? That really helps us as well. So first off, let's talk about the Sky Princess. We've got a Let's Go family member who is on board right now, and I haven't had as many updates lately, so I really appreciate your sending those. So if any of you are on a cruise ship, and we would love to hear from you no matter what cruise line it is. We always love to hear how things are going on board, and especially the Sky Princess, it sounds like they're changing things up a little bit. So they are on board, and right now sailing, there are 3,570 passengers, which makes it a full sailing. So they had been on that ship earlier this year when there were 3,800 people on board. So they said it's not quite as crowded as it was then, but it is still crowded on board to the point that the piazza was just, you were never able to get a seat there, that everyone loved to sit there and there was never a seat available. And so the crew on board announced that the Soleil dining room, which is one of the main dining rooms there, would be open every day from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. so that people could have a place to sit, just as a quiet place to read, meditate, just a lovely place to sit to enjoy the ship in another place than perhaps in your cabin. I love that they're doing that. And in the Princess Patter, which is what they call this daily schedule of events there on Princess, they print that out and leave it in your cabin every night so that you can be ready for the next day and not miss anything fun. They reminded people that during the day there is seating open in the Take 5 Lounge and the Vista Lounge, lots of places to sit. No matter what cruise line you're going on, there are places to sit and enjoy just relaxing. It's fun to people watch, read your book, whatever it is that you like to do, just to enjoy other areas on the ship. So I thought that was a big step forward. They said that the food in the main dining room has been really good and the service has been good. The night before that they sent this, it was formal night and they were in and out in an hour, and that the food was really good. Apparently on this cruise there are 3 production shows. They've got the Rock Opera, 5 Skies, and the Spotlight Bar, and that the incidental entertainers, so usually when you're on a cruise they'll have the big production shows, and then on some of the other nights there'll be singers or dancers or people that, magicians. There was an excellent Spanish guitarist singer. They really enjoyed that the pianist in the Crown Grill Bar was excellent. The Vista Lounge has had really good entertainment. I love that they're doing that. Princess has historically had good entertainment, and I really think that it has gotten better even since the return to cruising after COVID. A lot of people want to be out in the evening on a cruise ship, and it just gives them a lot of options of different kinds of entertainment. Whatever you enjoy the most, there's a place that you will be able to find it, whether it's the pianist, whatever it is. So I thought that was a wonderful step forward. They said that everything on the cruise is going really well, so I'm happy to hear that. Also, other Let's Go family members just embarked on the Enchanted Princess in Athens, of all the fun places, and their whole process to board took about 10 minutes, and they even had to pick up their medallions there. They said that they traveled with just a rollerboard and a tote bag each, so they just rolled it right to their cabin. And apparently O'Malley's is out of draft beer, and Sabatini's on the Enchanted Princess, they said, is just a piazza side cafe, so it's not the kind of the ambiance that you would get in Sabatini's on some other ships. So when you're thinking of booking your specialty dining, keep that in mind as to the experience that you might enjoy the most. Another really important thing that I am really glad they shared this is because, a lot of times before we go, we will be looking at booking specialty dining. So you know what? When you get on the ship, go look at where you have booked for dinner and make sure that it is set up the way that you will enjoy. Because because a lot of times when you book that specialty dining, you want something that is extra special, whether you're celebrating something on the cruise, that particular cruise, or if you're just looking to have a nice dinner with whoever you're traveling with, or if you're a solo cruiser just by yourself, you want to have a beautiful dinner. Make sure that that the venue is what you anticipate. I would say we tried the Bayou Cafe when we were on the Island Princess, and I am really hoping that they do something with that space. I think I mentioned that when we were on her. It is really very plain. It's pretty because they have the windows that you can see out on the ocean, but other than that, I don't even recall that our table had a centerpiece or even a flower on it. Just really very plain and just kind of a really austere room with some tables in it. So hopefully in the future they'll do something to perk that space up a little bit. But like I said, make sure that where you're going to dine is what you have in mind. The next update I've got for you is from the Celebrity Millennium. We've got Let's Go family members that have been like on a back-to-back. They're in Alaska is where the Celebrity Millennium is sailing right now. And so I really appreciate the updates that she has shared with me. Overall, they have been having a splendid time. She said the entertainment has been phenomenal, both the shows that they have in the evening and also the activities that they have during the day and throughout the evening have really been spectacular. They love trivia, and I even got to do trivia with them when I was on the Celebrity Reflection. They're really good at trivia, but they have that. They have it some during the day, and then they have it also between the early show and the late show. If you haven't been on a cruise yet, they always have an early show and a late show, same show usually, but just like at 7 or 7:30, and then it like depends on the cruise line you're on what time the late one is. Often 9:30 or 10, sometimes 9. But anyway, they have trivia in between, and then after the later show, they have been having really fun activities. I think they call it the Grand Plaza there, what we're used to calling the Piazza on Princess. It's called the Grand Plaza on Celebrity. So much fun. When I was on the Celebrity Reflection in December, they had like an ABBA sing-along night, they had a 70s night. They just had a lot of fun things. Apparently they are doing it again on this cruise. So if you are someone that really likes to go to a lot of different entertainment, I think you would really enjoy Celebrity for that as well as Princess. Because you know what, cruise ships go different places. Sometimes things cost different. Sometimes things fit better with your schedule, with where you want to go. So we need to have options. And a quick thing, an update though, is they have changed their menu a little bit. You know, historically on Celebrity, like on the other cruise lines, they would have some menu items that would be the same every night, and then you could choose, and then they would have some that would be different every night. They have cut down what is really offered every night. There are not quite as many options. And also with the desserts, there are not as many options either. She sent me a picture of a couple of the menus, and so I will have Gordon pop those up on our Facebook group. And if any of you ever want to share those over on Facebook, please do. We have an amazing Facebook group because you all make it amazing. You're wonderful. So if you do Facebook, you should come and join us. It's just called Let's Go Travel Tips. But anyway, and then unfortunately she had the bad... Unfortunately, she fell and had to go to medical. She said that the medical team there on board the Celebrity Millennium took really good care of her. And so I felt like I wanted to share that with you. I think overall the medical teams on all of the cruise ships do their very best to take good care of all of the passengers. And there was no exception there on the Celebrity Millennium. Now, let's talk about visas in Australia. So if you are not aware, if you go to Australia or New Zealand, you are going to have a visa if you're traveling from the United States. If you're traveling from somewhere else, double check what the requirements are. But if you're going from the United States, you definitely need to have a visa. We've got Let's Go family members who found out the hard way for us that if you try to do it online and just use the websites with the Australian government there, you're probably going to end up having to pay $190. They kept trying to go through the steps on the website to qualify for the $20, the Australian dollars, that visa, and it kept not going. So they ended up having to do it and pay the $190. After they had done that, they found out that if you just do it on the app, and both Australia and New Zealand have an actual app for your mobile device, cell phones for sure, that you can apply for your visa that way, and it costs 20 Australian dollars to do it that way. So I wanted to share with you that experience that they had, so that you know, if you're going to go, do it on your mobile app. It'll save you a lot of money. And if you are really not familiar with doing things on a mobile app, get someone to help you, whether it's your travel agent, whether it's a good friend, whoever, you know, ask someone to help you so that you can apply that way, because it'll save you a bunch of money. Just wanted to let you know. Now, the next thing, it's really exciting to me that Norwegian is going to be sailing from Baltimore. It opens up another option for people, and it really depends on where you live, how easy it is to access some of the cruise ports. So it's really nice for anyone that lives in that whole region there. You can just drive. If you enjoy Norwegian, you can just drive to the cruise port there. So Norwegian just barely started sailing out of there, and they are going to be sailing. Their first sailing is a New England cruise, and then they are going to also have cruises that go to Bermuda, and it's on the Norwegian Sun. I should add that they're going to be doing 5-day Bermuda cruises. They're going to start doing that on November 22nd, so they'll be doing New England cruises and then Bermuda cruises, and then after that they will be going back to Baltimore again in September of 2024. So they'll end up sailing from Baltimore around the end of December. Okay, I think the last one to set sail is December 21st. So if you live in that region and want to go on a Norwegian cruise, I think it would be wonderful. Our daughter went on a cruise on the Norwegian Sun out of Tampa several years ago now, and she and her friend that went, they had a really wonderful time. I asked her if she would sail on the Norwegian Sun again, and she said absolutely. So I'm looking forward to hearing from some of you that decide to take advantage of that offer. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about, and I am not an alarmist. I want to tell you that first. I am not an alarmist, and I'm not... I think a lot, and I follow trends a lot and try to see which way we're going and just kind of how things are going, not only with traveling, but with a lot of other things in life. And it just stood out to me that last night, I caught the headline that there is a school in the suburbs of Washington, D.C. in Maryland that is reinstating a school mask requirement for third graders after a handful of children tested positive for COVID-19. Well, a handful of children, it says, is 10, and so the children and the people that work with them are going to have to wear masks until they decide they're not going to have to wear masks again. The reason this story stood out to me is because I've been keeping an eye on the news an awful lot for any further news that we have, because I've seen several stories about the requirement for masking on airplanes to come back at some point this fall. Sometime in September is what I've read in several places. I have not seen anything where that official requirement is going into place, but when I hear of things like this, I kind of think, well, I wonder if this happening is the direction that we're going to be going. Let me know what you think. And I don't mean it for it to be a discussion about whether or not masks work. That's not where I'm going. I just like to stay on top of what is required to travel, because I enjoy traveling so much, and it quite frankly would take a lot for me not to want to travel anymore. And so let me know what you think about that, and I really appreciate all of your comments. I appreciate what you share. I appreciate very much how kind and respectful you are to each other and to me. It goes a long ways, and I really appreciate it, and I really look forward to seeing all of you here every day. So thanks for coming. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.